Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Closer Look, the show dedicated to bringing you the facts. We ask the questions no one else will, and we get the answers that no one else can. I'm Arabina Apia. Thanks so much for joining us. As a people, creativity is a major part of who we are. It's in our music, our art, our storytelling. But for too long, creativity and the creative industries have been treated as a side hustle, not a real industry. And that has been a mistake. Now the government says that it's time to change that. The orange economy is being positioned as a key part of national development with new policies, funding, and programs designed to support creative entrepreneurs. And that means opportunities for creatives in the performing arts, film and television, the visual arts and crafts, culinary arts, and so much more. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at all of the momentum, so stay tuned because A Closer Look starts right after this. Welcome back. You're watching A Closer Look. I'm Arabina Apia. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Angelique McKay coined the phrase, "The culture of the Bahamas is why it's better in the Bahamas." And I couldn't agree more, which is why the push to develop the creative sector in the country is not just about policy, it's about infrastructure. And one major step in that direction is CAPAS, the Creative and Performing Arts School of the Bahamas. So what exactly is CAPAS and how does it help young Bahamians looking to turn their talents into a career? Let's take a closer look.
In a long overdue initiative for the orange economy, the Creative and Performing Arts School has set its grand opening for September 2025, offering Bahamians a new slate of opportunities. We spoke with the Minister of Education and Technical Vocational Training, Glenys Hannah Martin, about her thoughts on this initiative, which will not only bring fresh opportunities for aspiring creatives, but also diversify the orange economy.
I'm very excited about this school. It's long overdue. This has been something that has been in the waiting for a long time for the coming of our own, of our people. In terms of the creative expression, we found in our high schools and in our primary schools that there were very few opportunities in the curriculum for young people to express themselves creatively. All of the research is showing that the creative expression is almost as important as literacy. So I'm very excited now that in our public school curriculum, we are beginning to develop that more fully, but even more importantly, that a pathway has been created through this school, CAPAS, which allows young people to have a pathway to a career in the creative arts. This is so important in our national development.
Ian Poitier, project manager of the Bahamas Creative and Performing Arts School, held a press conference on what we can expect from the school in the upcoming months prior to the grand opening in November.
We made a big announcement about a new strategic partner, which is our sort of headline from the press conference. We've partnered with the United Talent Agency, which is one of the top 3 Hollywood agencies, and they're going to help us design the modules for the production arts courses especially, so that once our students finish, they'll be trained to industry level. They're also going to be helping us to create a production register, so that once our students are qualified, anywhere in the world they can work because people know that they're qualified industry level. They're going to help us set up an advisory board of people from across the industry around the world, and then help to bring productions here. They represent a lot of people who you probably saw winning Oscars this year and other prizes. Some of them will come and teach here, offer guest lectures or masterclasses or workshops. So it's a major partnership. It's taking us to another level.
He also made an announcement on the official location of the Bahamas Creative and Performing Arts School.
We have had the sign-off to use Phil's Supermarket on Gladstone Road as the main campus site to launch.
If you're thinking about auditioning for CAPAS, auditions open in May. Visit capasbahamas.com for more details. This is Amber Arana for a closer look. Back to you, Rabs.
Well, on the other side of the performing arts conversation, we have the Dundas Theater. For decades, the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts has been a staple in the Bahamian cultural experience, providing a stage for local talent. Now, with the new Memorandum of Understanding between the government and the Dundas, we're seeing a fresh wave of investments in the arts. But what does that collaboration mean for the future of Bahamian theater? Let's take a closer look.
For decades, the Dundas Center of Performing Arts has been a home for Bahamian storytelling. However, after years of uncertainty, the future of the Dundas looked dim. That is, until now. Thanks to a new public-private partnership with the government, the spotlight is right back where it belongs. In March 2024, the government signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Dundas Center, cementing a $1.5 million investment into one of the nation's most historic creative institutions. The goal? Restore the space, revitalize programming, and ensure that Bahamian talent has a place to shine.
We are trying to build our legacy, and we're trying to make sure that the next generation takes over. We are not the first generation of people working in the Dundas. We are the standard bearers from the people who began the whole thing, and we want to pass that on. So what we have been doing through Shakespeare in Paradise in particular is cultivating a whole group of experts, and they are now on the scene and beginning to take us forward. So if people are aware of the Black Box Open Mic, that's one group. We also have another group of people who are working on the productions that we're dealing with in Shakespeare in Paradise. So I'm confident to say that we are building a set of people who can take over.
The funding will help upgrade aging infrastructure and expand youth programming, reigniting a space that once launched the careers of the country's top creatives.
The reason why this theater is closed and has been closed since 2020 is we have no air conditioning, and we have to replace the air conditioning, and that we got quotes on is about $150,000 to $165,000. So the government's investment is going first and foremost to that. And then we have other dreams and other things that we are also doing to increase the reach of the Dundas with the creative community.
Prime Minister Philip Davis called the Dundas a pillar of Bahamian culture, and this move is part of a broader push to treat the arts not as side projects, but as key players in national development. With new life, new funding, and a renewed sense of purpose, the Dundas is stepping into its next act. For a closer look, I'm April Sands.
Stay with us. A closer look will be back right after this.
You know, I want to make people laugh and cry.
You soon can be at CAPAS, the Bahamas School for the Creative and Performing Arts.
I want to be creative.
I want to do hair and makeup for movies.
I want to make those big sets for the stage.
I want to make radio dramas and podcasts.
I want to be a dancer.
Singing, dancing, you can learn them all at CAPAS, the new school for the creative and performing arts.
Lights, sound, camera, action.
Writing, singing, dancing, you can learn them all at CAPAS, the new school for the creative and performing arts.
I really want to be an animator.
I want to be famous!
Go online to register your interest, have your say, and learn more about CAPAS, the school for the creative and performing arts.
I want to be a star!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching A Closer Look. I'm Arabina Apia. Thanks so much for tuning in. Of course, the policies and programs are one thing. But how do Bahamians actually feel about the government's push for the orange economy? We hit the streets to hear what you have to say.
Orange economy creatives are getting national attention. But the question is, are they getting enough? We took to the streets to find out whether Bahamians see this as another buzzword or a real chance to change the game.
To me, the orange economy is the life of our community.
Honestly, where would we be without art?
The orange economy would be, I would consider it to be the economy dealing with the creatives. So art, music, film, all that other stuff.
For the first time, creativity is being recognized as more than cultural. It's economic. A real force with real potential.
Wait a minute, we actually have a lot of talent here and we can make money off of this and monetize it.
It just gives people, on the side of entertainment to have a place where they can enjoy themselves, and then it helps create jobs for people.
But here's the thing. Visibility and talent alone won't build an industry. That takes structure and support from the government. Policies that protect and promote creative work, infrastructure that helps businesses grow, and opportunities that don't just cater to the connected few.
I think a lot of times we will spend $200, $300, $500 on a concert ticket for someone who's well known, but we won't spend $30 to support our own. So I think more support of Bahamian creatives.
Honestly, the government can definitely pour their resources more into the film industry, the animation industry, gaming. Like, there's so much different aspects of art that we have not touched yet, or we have Bahamians in that industry or in that field and we don't support them.
The people we spoke to agree. This isn't about hype, it's about follow-through. For many, the orange economy signals the start of something long overdue.
We have to play the long game with this. I always tell people that. So I feel like in maybe like 5-10 years, if they keep pushing as harder than they're doing right now, I feel like there'll be a major shift in the orange economy.
As part of national development, the government is focused on the promise of providing opportunities for young creatives, entrepreneurs, and artists. And for the next generation of Bahamians, that promise feels personal. For a closer look on the go, I'm Erin Scavella.
Well, the government has made itself clear the orange economy is a priority. One of the boldest moves yet, a global partnership with the United Talent Agency, bringing Bahamian creativity to the world.
What happens when global access meets local talent? A new partnership between the Creative and Performing Arts School and the United Talent Agency is putting Bahamian creatives on a path, not just to applause, but to international careers.
The Bahamian government signed a strategic agreement between the Creative and Performing Arts School, CAPAS, and United Talent Agency, one of the largest talent agencies in the world. The partnership is designed to connect Bahamian artists, writers, filmmakers, and performers with global platforms, mentorships, and development deals.
I can't tell you how excited UTA are to be partnering with CAPAS and to help shepherd the new generation of creators from Bahamas and the Caribbean. A selection of talent both in front and behind of the camera, and we're going to work with that talent to help educate the students at CAPAS, whether that be through course leaders or guest speakers, either online or in person. We look forward to bringing the best of costume designers, set designers, lighting designers, writers, directors, and choreographers to the Bahamas to interact with your students and show them what career paths lay ahead. In addition, some of those students will come and do internships with us in LA, in New York, in London, across the Commonwealth, so we can give them a taste of what working in the film and TV industry could actually look like.
The partnership is part of a broader national strategy to build a cultural export economy, one where local talent is nurtured at home and amplified on the world stage.
Today we're very excited to announce a big international partnership with United Talent Agency, which is one of the top Hollywood 3. Having a partnership with them means that we have access to the world. This is where a lot of opportunity comes in terms of training, but as well as jobs and businesses.
With partnerships such as these, it's lights, camera, action on a new wave of opportunities for Bahamian creatives. Reporting for a closer look, I'm Preston Ferguson Jr.
When we return, we sit down with a powerhouse within the local creative community, Ms. Angelique McKay, to discuss the government's plans and policies to advance the orange economy. Stay with us because A Closer Look is back right after this.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Struckum, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty. Struckum, #1 in pest control services.
Hello, everyone. Be sure to tune in right here every Monday night at 8 p.m. for another episode of A Closer Look, the show dedicated to bringing you the facts. I'm Arabina Apia, your host for this season, and I'll see you right here every Monday night at 8 p.m. on cable channel 212. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Arabina Apia. You're watching A Closer Look. Thanks so much for tuning in. The government's renewed focus on expanding opportunities within the creative community here in the Bahamas is already seeing success. And to discuss those efforts even further is the head of the Orange Economy Unit in the Ministry of Economic Affairs, the incomparable Angelique McKay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about the basics. So when we talk about the orange economy, what does that even mean? How would you explain that in, layman's terms to the average person?
Well, when we mention the orange economy, we speak specifically about the creative industry, the creative economy, everything that comes under that spectrum of creativity. We talk about the actors, we talk about the musicians, we talk about the culinary artists, we talk about the actors, the playwrights. We just talk about anything creative. We also talk about engineers and architects under that particular umbrella. So it's a wide area. It's also the industry that makes the world go round.
Wow. And why is that such a priority for the government at this time?
Well, one of the things in the blueprint for change, the government committed to boosting that particular economy. So it's proud to be able to put different injections into the areas that will benefit so many creatives in our country. And we have so many creative people in this particular industry who need some guidance, who need a hand up. We need to tap more into the number of visitors we have. We need to tap more into the wider global community who knows about the Bahamas, but not necessarily know about the creative industry in the Bahamas.
Now, I understand that your position is a relatively new one, and it highlights the government's commitment to the orange economy. Can you tell us about your role specifically in really pushing this industry forward?
Well, specifically, my role is for partnerships, both locally and internationally. And the international partnerships is what's going to really be, have us poised to have that economy under the creative industry really lifted and boosted. Because what we will be doing, and we've already started, is collaborating with different entities globally so that our people can benefit from it. Like, for instance, I'll give an example of one of the programs and projects that we recently did. We had a Bahamian visual artist travel to Ghana in October and created a mural along with a Ghanaian visual artist.
Wow.
So they did collaborations virtually and they created the final product in Ghana. So now they're in discussions about doing an exhibition with combined works and individual works, and we're fine-tuning whether or not it's going to be in Ghana or if it's going to be in the Bahamas.
Wow.
But that's further exposure. Our visual artist is now going to be able to realize financial benefits from her work beyond our borders.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I love that we're talking about these collaborations, because I think when most Bahamians hear about the economy, they're thinking banking, they're thinking tourism, they're thinking finance, that kind of thing. So can we talk about the specific economic impact that these sorts of relationships create and develop, and ensure that, you know, we are also speaking to the overall development of our economy through this industry?
Well, when our creatives are empowered financially, the country is empowered financially. So in our creating different avenues and blazing new trails for them to have access to a wider community. Say, for instance, okay, this is a locally made ring, right? If we're able to get our artists to highlight and showcase this work to a global community, people want a taste of the Bahamas, a piece of the Bahamas. And this is something that can go with them. So we're in a position to access the world by way of the internet, and things of that nature. And one of the things that I do is I have different conferences I attend. The last conference that I attended was the International Festival and Events Association Conference, where it's a meeting of the minds of festival directors and producers globally. And in one of my sessions, I said, anyone in here, because they're colleagues, that wants to have a Bahamian entertainer on your stage in 2025, put your card on the table. I have a pile.
That's right.
There you go.
So I know, you know, when we think about the orange economy, we're usually thinking about younger people, people who might be, you know, a little less financially stable, who are doing it for the love, for the art of it. Are there any specific tools or programs that are equipping young people with the tools that they need to really take advantage of the orange economy in the ways that you are being an advocate for?
Well, I would give big kudos to the SBDC, because they do a lot of training with entrepreneurs as well as creatives. They've initiated programs that focus specifically on the creative industry, in that they allow creatives to have opportunities for grants with that. And they also do training on how to set up their business. And one of the newest initiatives that's coming out of there, they're launching a platform called Teamzy. So Bahamian creatives are able to put their handmade, authentic Bahamian products on that site to be able to access the world. So it's another way to access a global economy by way of the orange economy.
That's very, very interesting. Very cool. I guess in our final few minutes, if I could, you know, what would you say to young people who will see this interview, who are in the orange economy in some way? What do you say to those young people who might be thinking, well, I love to do this. I'm a performer at heart. I don't necessarily know where to go. I don't know how to turn this passion into a profession. What would you say to them? Where would you guide them? What pathway is available to them from your perspective?
And that's one of the things that we are going to be doing in this particular unit. We have to do the global links, because everything is not provided in our country. So we need to be able to guide persons into the different areas internationally. And that's where the international collaboration and partnerships come in. So, okay, I have a 19-year-old that wants to get into playwriting. So we find the entities globally that we can partner with and have them introduced to that particular area. Like I'm very proud of 2 programs that we're introducing that shows our commitment to the development of the orange economy. Our first program is a Junkanoo program, in that the government is committed to purchase Junkanoo costumes that were part of the Christmas and New Year's parade. Of course, the artists have to refurbish those costumes, but the country is so invested in it. We just had the UNESCO inscription that Junkanoo is the intangible cultural heritage of the Bahamas. And we also have another UNESCO inscription for Junkanoo under the creative cities. So we will have every government agency and every government ministry highlighting Junkanoo by way of showcasing a Junkanoo costume so that the world can understand Junkanoo is the greatest show on earth. And we take it very seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the other program is we're doing a live digital booklet so that creatives can submit handmade, authentic Bahamian products to that. And our ministers, our ambassadors, our permanent secretary will use that catalog as their purchase point for gifts when you have a courtesy call or anything to show how committed we are to supporting this particular industry.
Well, I love to hear that. And I know everyone in the creative community is going to be very excited about all the initiatives that are coming on stream. I want to thank you so much for coming by and having this conversation with us. We're definitely going to have you come back because I think this conversation is one that that can be really expansive. But I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, and it was my pleasure.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, there's more of A Closer Look right after this, so stay tuned. Creativity has always had value. It's shaped our culture, our identity, our influence, and now it's finally being recognized as an economic force. For the Bahamian creative community, longevity will require more than just visibility and temporary interest. It takes policies that turn creative work into viable industries, infrastructure that allows businesses to grow, and access that won't be limited to just a select few. Because without the systems in place, the momentum that we see today cannot and will not translate into lasting success. Because real industry isn't built on passion alone. It's built on structure, investment, and the opportunity to lead to something more sustainable. Now, whether this moment creates that vehicle for lasting change, well, that's something that I know all of us will be watching closely. Thanks so much for tuning in to our show tonight. I'm Arabina Apia, and I'll be back next week with a closer look at more of the stories that matter to you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good night, everyone.